was carried out by drones remotely. The Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Ocean Carrier space elevator, which is being built in southern Usea, has been seized, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policy of the Ocean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usean peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Ocean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Pushing it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war. One they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oceans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Useans, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usea, paid for by the Oceans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Ocean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
Princess Rosa Cassette Delete of the Kingdom of Erusia. Today, Ocean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship, too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Usean continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out and set the dogs on me.
Erusia has made a declaration to the Osean Federation and all countries on the Yusian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Yusia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Change squadron. Sortie, ASAP.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! How do you leave the nearest air vehicle?
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun. Target has been destroyed. Way to go.
Vehicle's been destroyed! They're going for the radar car!
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Terry! Being attacked by enemy aircraft!
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle! Get the fighters! We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility. Requested permission to move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer! We need interceptors now!
Box 2!
You're low on special weaponry.
The radar vehicles are under fire! Can we move them?
Caution! Missile!
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
How the hell was the enemy able to hit it so accurately when it's camouflaged?
2 targets remaining.
That radar was just about to go online. We pushed the plan forward too fast. Base was too far from Allied territory.
There are 6 enemies. Some are really good. Box 2. Locked. It's chow time. Okay, let's completely blind those bastards. It didn't connect. Evade! Do it now!
Enemy behind you!
The enemy has a lock on you.
Fly into the clouds.
Page 2, walking.
Behind you! Enemy on your tail!
Missile launched.
Enemies travel a long way, so they're trying to hit us quickly.
Initiating attack. Breaking off!
target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
H2, target destroyed.
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! We don't have any anti-air weaponry in place yet.
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun.
H2, enemy has a radar lock on you! The anti-air radar vehicle has been destroyed! We're going for the radar car!
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle!
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Fighters, sir, the whole base is gone! It's an air raid! We're being attacked by enemy aircraft! We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility.
Box 2!
Target destruction
Commissioner,
confirmed.
move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer. We need interceptors now. The radar vehicles are under fire! Can't we move them?
Missile.
Break! Missile incoming!
Missile. 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 Missile.
Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
2 targets remaining.
That radar was just about to go online. We pushed the plan forward too fast. The base was too far from Allied territory.
Enemy has a lock on you. Missile incoming. Trigger, there's one more to go. The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too. Enemies travel a long way, so they're trying to end this quickly. Bandit is in my sights.
Box 2!
Missile. Missile.
Enemy on your tail.
Missile.
Watch out. The enemy has a lock on you.
My wings are raised up. Target has a lock.
Locked on target.
Target destroyed.
Looks like they're a mix of veterans and rookies. Bandit in my sights.
Locked.
Protect the radar vehicles! Return fire!
Target eliminated. Bandit is in my sights.
Everything's been burned down.
Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution.
Locked. It's chow time.
Target destroyed.
Fire anti-air gun! Now! Get away! Missile closing on me! Bandit in my sights.
Missile.
Fox 2!
Missile. Missile.
Locked on Bandit. He dodged it.
I don't think withdraw. What? They gonna bring their buddies back from the dead? Heads up! Bandit behind you! Breaking away! Missile closing on me! Bandit on your six! Shake him off!
H2, missile launch.
Mage 2, they have a lock on you.
Bandit has a lock!
Caution. Pull up.
Bandit in my sights! Eject! Evading enemy missile! Lead aim over clear ground. School 3, has to bail out now.
Golem 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now.
Missile. Missile.
They got Mage 2?
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! We don't have any anti-air weaponry in place yet.
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun.
Locked. Target in range of guns.
Phase 2, Mag.
The anti-air radar vehicle's been destroyed! It's going for the radar car!
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Being attacked by enemy aircraft!
Did Mage 2 seriously go down?